Yo, what's going on, everybody? I am here with my boy Mike, and my internet does not suck. What's going on? It's the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. It's Thursday night.
You know what?
Thursday night, Kyle.
I got really excited that I was not lagging after that video.
Yeah, super exciting. This is exciting times, guys.
This is exciting.
We are here.
Times.
It's the internet era.
Yes. Yeah. I actually just went downstairs before we started the show. Mike told me how fast his internet was at his house, which is approximately 3 times faster than what the fuck I have here in this shitty neighborhood. So I went downstairs just to tell Amy what we have compared to what you have, Mike, and what you have is just not available in my area. You know, we got the old right here. You know, we need that. We need that gigablast.
You need the gigablast. You need to be gigablasted. Is that what you're telling me?
I need to get gigablasted. Yes.
Oh, nice.
What's that all about?
I could get you set up with a gigablast, I think.
What is it like to get gigablasted, Mike?
It's fucking awesome. And for all you that think we're talking about sexual things, we're not. We're talking about internets and speeds.
Hey, you know what?
Webs.
Good point made over on Instagram right now. We got people already here on YouTube and Facebook. We got Rumble and millions going. But over on Facebook, our boy Carlos says, your internet's not faster than that knockout.
I mean, listen, he's got a point here.
He does.
But I can tell you this right now. If that knockout was, well, we timed it, and we'll talk about that later because we have a discrepancy here. We have a discrepancy. We spent some time today timing it for real. But if they take the 2.9 seconds, I can download like 3 gigabytes worth of shit in that time. So,
well,
multiple
you and your gigablast. Hey, we have, all right, let's get into it, dude. We got 2 guests tonight. We got the newest, the owner of the world's fastest knockout in combat sports history coming on the show, Justin Watson, who broke the 3-second record previously held by Yuli Diaz in the same organization, by the way. What does that tell you about this awesome sport? He that 3-foot scratch line 3 feet away from each other changes everything. Yuli had it. Justin Watson has it now. The warmonger broke it with a 2.9, I believe they said it was, and we think it might have been faster. We're going to talk about that with him. So Justin will come on, and then after Justin, we're going to talk to the other half of the main event, the reigning defending light heavyweight champion, Captain Deadpool Warren, is going to come on and talk to us about his upcoming war with the Marine Mike Richmond. This is an awesome show, Mike. What do you think?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think we should get to them sponsor reads.
Let's get them right now. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Dynamic life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Noticed I didn't say go to their Facebook page because I hate Facebook, even though we're streaming on it right now. So check us out on Facebook Live.
There you go. And after you're done checking out Dynamic Life, head over to the Rasha. You could find them over on Instagram at Rasha Elite, or go to their website, www.therasha.com. It is the official mindset, recovery, and performance tool of the Mike and Mish Show. And it's designed to elevate your mindset to an elite, high-impact, high-performance championship level. The Rasha is for real. Get over to their Instagram, like I said, at Rasha Elite, or go to their website, therasha.com. Mike, what do you say we get this shit going?
Let's get this shit on the road. When we come back, we will be joined by the warmonger.
Ready? The bell right here from Justin Watson. We are done just like that. That just might be the fastest knockout in BKFC history. And Sean, it has to be the first punch.
2.9 seconds. Fastest knockout in combat sports. Unbelievable.
There he is. Congratulations. Welcome to the show, Justin Watson. We believe it was faster than 2.9. My brother, thank you for coming on the show and congratulations on making history. How you doing, man?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm doing really well. How are you?
We're great. We're
Doing
doing good.
great. It's very sunny where you are, I think, or unless that's
I'm
a light
underneath.
that's shining on your car.
Yeah, no, I'm underneath the gas pump. Just getting a
Okay,
little light
hey, where
here.
the hell are you right now? It's so bright out. Yeah, like Kyle just said, welcome to the show, and we think it's faster. However, the timekeeper only gets one shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They only get one shot. But Mike and Mish, we got like 20 shots or
Dude,
more.
we sat there this afternoon, Justin, with our stopwatch out, and
AKA phone.
I was starting it the second he says up, when he says
Mhm.
knuckle up, because there's a split second after the word up comes out where you guys are already moving and then the bell rings, and we're assuming that the bell is when they start the timer, right? So we're like, you guys were already moving.
Means
The
it would be
bell,
shorter, technically.
yes,
Yeah.
we timed it like 15 times and it was anywhere between 2.21 and 2.56. I never got 2.9, not once.
No.
So
Yeah.
just for shits and giggles, have you ever sat down, like you and your buddies or you and your girl or whoever, sit down with a stopwatch and try to time it yourself?
No, I haven't done that yet, but just watching it, I mean, you can tell that it's really quick. I mean, the referee says one, tries to give him a one count and realizes he's out, so there's no reason to keep counting. So, I mean, from the time that the bell rings to the time I touch him, when he actually goes to sleep, is probably like half a second.
Yeah, split second. And like I said, right before we brought you on, that 3 foot apart scratch line really sets this sport apart from every other combat sport, right? It's like
I
you might
agree.
as well put 1 foot in a tire. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when you like tire spar, when you put a foot in the tire and you fucking just go at it. It's very, there's really nowhere to run. When he says knuckle up, a lot of people come shot out of a cannon. It's fucking crazy, man. It's really
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a game plan when you get in there, like whether you're going to get in or get out, because if you're not really sure, you're just going to get knocked out like that.
Right. And this was your third go round in the BKFC. And the two guys that you fought prior to are little speed demons themselves. Very fast hands, very skilled fighters, D'Amico Laban and Michael Larimore. When you were training for this one, you got those two guys. Those are two tough customers for anybody that steps into the BKFC squared circle. You get your new opponent, and he's another tough guy. Was the plan, hit him before you can even blink? Was that kind of the plan this time? Shoot out of a cannon, like I said?
Yeah, man. Against D'Amico, not making any excuses, obviously. I just didn't show up that night. Got caught. I've never been dropped like that before. But then, with Larimore, I dislocated my collarbone like 20 seconds into the fight somewhere. I took a knee just to figure out what was going on. I would have gotten up and switched stances, but the referee took it away from me. So, I feel like I should be 3-0 when I got in there. This time I knew that I had to make a statement. I had to show people that I was here for a reason. So coming into it, the goal was to get the fastest knockout. And in BKFC history, which I didn't realize would also be, all combat sports.
What's cool is that it's cool that, and Mike and I know Brian. I know Brian personally because Brian Miner, the referee that night, trained in the same gym that my dad came up in, and like he knows all my cousins. Like, I like Brian. He's a good dude. He's a good referee, and I'm so glad that he didn't do what some other referees have done in the past. When a guy is clearly knocked out, just start counting. Like why? You're taken away from history at that point. And Ruben War was on here a couple weeks ago, and he thought that he got robbed by the referee's 6 count or whatever. And so shout out to Brian for giving you that. You know what I mean? He saw it and called it right there on the spot. That was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw him the next morning at breakfast, and I was like, man, thanks for you did a hell of a job. Without that, this wouldn't be going as viral as it is. And, he said, you made my job easy. When I see a guy, his face bounces off the floor and he doesn't even try to catch himself, there's no reason to count for anything. The fight's over. So yeah, I think it was a great stoppage, man. He did an excellent job.
I don't think that Cole actually came to until he finally because he kind of does, he rolls over, and when he finally to his back where he can get up, you can kind of see his head like shake and his arms kind of go, and I feel like that's like as soon as he got onto his back is when it seemed like he kind of came to, and then when he stood up, he was stumbling a little bit, so clearly was a call. He was definitely out for a second or two there. It's so crazy how fast it was. It's almost like it's unbelievable. Like when we're watching it from home and you see it, it's not that I didn't accept that it happened. It's like I couldn't believe that it happened, because I see him fall and then it's over. I was like, wait, what? What happened? He hit him? Like I don't even know. Like it blew my mind because it happened so fucking fast, man. After that fight, I'm sure everybody wanted to take pictures with you. Everybody's talking about it. But at that moment, did you realize what was going to happen overnight and the next morning? Did you really realize that like that shit was going global everywhere? Everyone's going to talk about it.
Yeah, when he when the announcer announced that it was the fastest in combat sports history, I had a pretty good feeling, and then Dave told me that night that we were going viral, so I had a feeling that my life was going to change. It hasn't yet, but I still think it's coming.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of this for sure. You need to get up on them social medias and start doing videos about things you can do in 2 seconds.
No
I'm
doubt.
telling you, you got to do a whole, you just keep coming up. You need more ideas. Get in touch with me and Kyle. I would just keep feeding you ideas. You got to keep doing videos on like TikTok of, I'm Justin Watson. I'm the guy with the 2.9 second knockout, the fastest in combat sports history. And this is how you wash your car in 2.9 seconds. And you're going to do something fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like just throw a fucking bucket of soap and water on it and then drive away or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you got to do, man. You got to take advantage.
That's a hell of an idea.
Yeah,
it is wild. And Mike and I were talking about it today. He just brought that up. You went super viral that night and like 50 cents sharing it and stuff like that. But if you Google Justin Watson BKFC right now and hit search, Muscle Fitness did an article on it. Sportskeeper, The Sun, MMAfighting.com, Fightful.com, Bloody Elbow, The Sporting News, MMA Junkie, DAZN itself. There are Yahoo Sports. It's the list goes on and on. There is 25, 30 different websites that did articles on that knockout. Like that's gotta be something, man. Good for you.
Wild,
and yeah, it's wild, right?
Yeah. Yeah, people sending me like my picture on Forbes magazine or on their website or whatever.
Yeah,
they did articles too, and I'm like, dang, this is wild.
I think 50 Cent even did something.
Yeah, he did. He posted, dude, the video that he posted was funny as hell. I don't know where he got the video from. Did you see the video, Mike?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's on my Instagram. If you guys go to my Instagram and go to the reels, whoever made it made me a collaborator on it, so it's on there too.
Oh, sick, dude. That's so sick.
It's hilarious, man. It's the funny. I saw it right away, and I commented on it right away. And dude, it's absolutely hilarious.
So I don't know if this has been happening lately, but prior to every event that Mike and I have been to like 35 events live, and we're usually backstage when David does the pre-fight like pep talk. Did he do a pep talk before this one where he goes back there, fight your fucking ass off? You fight your fucking ass off, I'll take care of you guys. If you don't fight your fucking ass off here, you won't fight for me. That kind of, he does that speech, and it usually fires everybody up. Did you hear one of those before you went out there and did that?
Yeah, absolutely. He gave it to us, and I knew that he was going to be at the next show. He's going to be telling people this is how you do it. This is how you go out there and take advantage of it, and he'll be using me as an example for that from now on.
Absolutely. So then my follow-up question to that is, you heard the pep talk before. What was the conversation like afterwards? I'm sure you got to talk to a couple of the higher ups in the BKFC afterwards.
Yeah, man. It was quick. I haven't talked to Dave that much. Just after the fight, he just let me know that we were going viral and this was big. One of the craziest things to me, just as a fight fan, I've been around the sport of MMA, boxing, all that stuff for 20 years. And when I got home, I guess on Sunday night, Chris Lytle called me on my cell phone. Like, you see Chris Lytle's name pop up on your cell phone. I'm like, what the hell? And so that was massive, dude. Just him reaching out, just saying, congratulations. Tell me he's happy to have me on the team. And that was huge, dude.
That's so sick. And like Mike and I have been covering the sport for 4 years now, and we're just like you. I mean, like you're a professional fighter, but like we are the same way as you are when we end up talking to somebody on the phone, and it's become kind of a normal thing for us, but it still blows our fucking mind that like
Yeah.
Chris Lytle's phone number is in the contacts and he can
Yeah.
call me and I can call him. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's surreal. You really put yourself on the map this weekend. Now, with that said, you were only in the ring for 2.9 seconds. You trained for a fight. Did they say, did your management talk to them and say, hey, he just broke a record, let's capitalize on this and get him back in there as soon as possible? Do you want to get back in there as soon as possible? They got a few big events coming up soon. Why not jump on one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I threw my name in the hat right away. Some of the staff came back and was, congratulating me, and I was just letting them know, I'm ready to go in Hollywood if you need me in 2 weeks. If you want me to go to Philly, let me know. That's just the type of person I am. I don't have a ton of time left either, so I need to get in here and get as many as I can, and make this as big of a run as I can while I have the opportunity. So I'm ready to go whenever they are. Obviously, they're the businessmen. They know what's the best route to go. So whatever they tell me to do is what I'll do. But I'm staying in camp, staying ready, and I'm ready to go anytime. I think I deserve probably a full camp. I shouldn't necessarily have to take a short notice fight, but I'm happy to do it if it's if it pays right and the opportunity's there.
But January 25th in Philly, I mean,
That's not bad.
That's not too short, right? You know what I mean?
No.
That's 7 weeks away. And then if you don't get on that one, February 1st, Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut is a beautiful, amazing fucking place to have a fight. I mean, that's almost 2 months out. You would have a pretty solid chance to get a good camp in and fight on the Mohegan Sun card. So hopefully you can get on one of those, man. We would like to see you back in there, just especially to capitalize on the momentum you got right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to go back in there and make another statement in order to keep this train rolling. But that's the plan. So as soon as we get back in there, we're going to turn some heads again.
I love it, dude. And anybody in particular that you would like to throw down with in your division, or at this point it doesn't really matter? You just want to stay active.
Yeah, I just want to stay active. I've always been the guy that I want the hardest fights out there. It doesn't excite me to go fight somebody that I'm supposed to walk through. So, that's why I've always fought the stiffest competition. Obviously, it hasn't gone my way most of the time, but I don't know. Just as a fighter, I want to fight the best. I believe in myself. I believe in my power, and I think I can take the best in the world out. So, I just need a chance to prove it.
Now, Joe Ivy in the comment section over on Facebook has a comment which would lead to a pretty good question here. Now that you hold this record, she says, how crazy would it be if he went out there and set another record? Is this something now that I was going to say, now that you have set the record for the fastest knockout in combat sports history, you have that in the bag. Are you trying to break your own record every time you step out there, or is that like an unreasonable expectation and you just
we'll see when we get there. I don't know that I'll be trying every time, but I'm definitely going to try a couple more times. I really want to not that I want to go 5 rounds or anything, or that I think that anybody can actually make it 5 rounds when I'm touching them, but I do want to show that I can actually box too. It's not just crazy power. But I can just sit there and pepper you and beat you to death too if I need to. So I'd like to display some skills next time, be in there a little bit longer, but I'll definitely be trying to break that record if I can. There's a split second that I hesitated after he said go. I think I could probably get him a little bit faster. So yeah, I'll always be chasing it for sure.
Man, the pressure's really on then, man. You don't have too much time. It's like you do it or it's instant failure.
Yeah.
I didn't make it, man. It's already been 2 seconds. Shit.
Yeah, that shit is wild.
Yeah, if it doesn't work though, I'm just the goal at that point just be to make him look as bloody and nasty as possible. Get some looks that way.
Nice, dude.
What are you doing when you're not training or fighting, Justin? What are you doing? You have a everyday job?
Yeah, before this fight, I've always been in construction, building houses and whatnot.
Okay.
About a month and a half before this fight, like I said, I felt like this was my last opportunity. If I didn't go out there and show what I could do, I didn't know that I was going to get another shot. So work started slowing down. So I just kind of, left my job and started picking up side jobs just to barely make ends meet. I mean, come time for the fight, I had every bill I have is past due, but I knew that I needed to focus on this 100%. But before that, it was, 6 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. I was on the go, working 45 hours a week and then training all night long. But that's hard on the body, man. It's hard to maintain like that. And, at this level, I feel like, it almost needs to be a full-time job in order to really capitalize on it and put your best foot forward. And hopefully I'll be able to do that now.
So when you were doing construction, you specialize in anything, or were you doing like frame to finish, just anything that came your way? Or were you just doing roofing like over and over again?
No, pretty much anything. The last company that I was with, we did a lot of decks. So we did a lot of deck building, but we would also go in and do some framing and additions and stuff like that. But I've done everything from electrical to framing them up to, every little bit of it, unfortunately.
Oh man, I hear that. Like it's so like I worked construction for a long time, and I will never go back to it ever. Like working in restaurants and then working in like an office, I think to myself, like, I do not miss doing roofs. That's why I mentioned roofing, because like in the middle of the winter, 3 floors up, you're fucking on this roof. The pitch is ridiculous. You're like, oh my God, I could just fall off here at any time. Why am I doing this again? I'm freezing my ass off. My friggin' every bone hurts in your body. I'm like, wait, I'm like 22 and every bone in my body hurts right now.
Shitting yourself the whole time because you're about to fall down.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it, man.
Dude, we were in
You ever fall off a roof,
time.
Justin?
No, thank God. No, I haven't.
Oh,
dude, I was doing a roof with my brother, and my brother's a fucking he's a crazy man. He's like a former airborne ranger, fucking sniper. He like went from the most fucking army soldier ever to a civilian out in the real world after like training for years and doing all this crazy specialized shit in the fucking army. Now he's roofing and stuff like that. So I'm up on a roof with Ryan, and he's very much like the Punisher. If you ever seen the Punisher, the demeanor of Frank Castle on that show is exactly like my brother. But anyways, we're up on this 2-story roof, and the back side of the roof is like super steep. And like we finished the front, and he's like, I'm gonna go down there and like set some planks out. He's like, hold this like a hoe, right? I'm like holding this fucking hoe, and he like scales down, and he's like holding onto it with one hand, and he's like banging these things in, and he fucking slips off of it, and he falls off, dude, off the roof. I just watch him slide off the roof 2 stories down, and the backyard was like a hill that went down, and he freaking tucks and rolls, and he rolls all the way down the hill and stands up at the bottom like it was nothing. And I'm like, I'm at the top peak of this fucking roof, like, holy shit, what the fuck, dude? The lady that owned the house was downstairs in the 1st floor kitchen and watched him fucking fly by the window and hit the ground and roll down the hill. She came running out. She's like, oh my God. She's like, you guys scared the shit out of me. Oh, fucking crazy. I thought I was watching my brother die.
I'm sure you expected to see like a femur sticking out or something.
Nothing. I mean, he had over like 120 jumps in his career, so like he knows how to land hard and roll out of it. I guess I fucking all that army training, saved his ass from dying on a roof.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
It's fucking wild. I mean, yeah. You guys all have your lives that you're living, and you're doing your thing, dude. We wanted to get you on here and give you an opportunity to let our audience see you talk and ask you what you're up to after this, because I do think that a quick turnaround fight, not a quick, short notice, but Philly or Mohegan Sun. I think Mohegan Sun would be great for you.
We definitely don't want to wait for long.
Yeah, well, hit up Carlos, tell him February 1st, anybody that wants it, get back in there, break your own record and do it again. enjoy the fucking wave while it's on. And like Mike said earlier, you might want to,
Do it.
capitalize on this shit a little
Yep.
bit. Man.
Yeah, I'm going to absolutely. I need to make some money, baby.
Yeah,
That's it.
everything in 2.9 seconds. Every video has to be you doing stuff in 2.9 seconds. I'm telling you, you could come up with 1,000 ideas for that.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's
awesome.
perfect. And you get to show the knockout in the beginning. Like you're introducing yourself and then you play that knockout because it's like, it takes 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So boom, there's me. This is who I am. This is the knockout's playing while you're introducing yourself. And then this is the next fucking thing you do. And then you're like, do whatever, man. I'm telling you, I think it's great.
Hell yeah, I'm
Great.
doing it.
Fold an entire basket of laundry in 2.9 seconds.
Yeah. You ever
Might
see
have
the
to
guy
find
on
somebody else
TikTok?
to do that.
There's a guy on TikTok that like lives in this house and he just does everything fast. It's not in like 2 seconds, but he's like running around the house cleaning like his wife's home or something. She's about
Yeah.
to walk in and he runs around and cleans the whole fucking house. And I'm like, how many times has this guy like banged his elbow or banged his toe on something trying to do those videos? He probably broke his toe like 75 times.
Oh yeah,
Unbelievable.
for sure.
I love it, man. Hey, Justin, we wish you the best of luck with this this wave that you're on right now. Good luck in the future. Take a second, shout some people out, and then we'll let you get on your way, buddy.
All right, man. I just want to thank Carlos first and foremost. Without Carlos, I wouldn't be here. This guy took a chance on me when it didn't look like there was a reason to. So my all the love to him. Some sponsors, real quick. Tennessee Hemp Care. They've been with me since the beginning. They back me every time. So I love those guys. Couldn't do it without them. Hat Creek Customs, Accentuated Beauty, Freckle Love, Bentley the Voorhees, Doc's Electric. I think that's about everybody that I can think of offhand. I might be forgetting somebody, but I still love you anyway.
Good shit, man. Hey, well, just like Carlos said there in the Instagram comments, 50 Cent, ESPN, NBC News, Bucked Up, they all shared your shit. It's fucking awesome, man. Good for you. Congratulations. Yeah. Good luck on the next one. Mike, you got anything else for Justin?
Just another thank you for coming on, and thank you for giving us such a fantastic knockout to talk about all weekend and at work. And I'll add a couple more to it, a little more accolades. People at work that don't even watch fighting were coming up to me because they know what I do. And they're like, did you see that knockout? And I was like, did I see it? Watch the show because we're going to be talking to that guy. So listen, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on. And if you do fight in Philly or you do fight in Connecticut, we'll meet you. We'll see you there.
Absolutely.
We'll do an interview then, man. So and maybe we'll do a 2.9 second video too. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, man. Take it easy. Appreciate you too, man. Everybody else, stay tuned because Captain Deadpool is up next.
That's the Wolfpack call. You know about that? What you know about that? What's up, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing, you strangers?
Yeah,
strangers. Well, oh my God, that's sad.
That is sad. Hey,
so I was like, all right, I'm fighting for the world title. They're gonna ask me to come on soon, and then it didn't happen, and then I won, and I'm like, all right.
Wait a second. We didn't talk to you before you fought Jomi?
Yeah, we did.
They're gonna not on the show. Last time I remember talking to you guys was in LA during Knucklemania for Crystal's fight, but I've been on the show in like 6 years.
Well, the show's been on for 4 years. We're really fucking up over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
That was when I was at AT, right?
Yep.
I think so. Because I was in that prison background scene, right?
Well,
yep.
We apologize. We owe you a million apologies because you're the goddamn world champion now, and you put on a fucking hell of a performance against Jomi once again. Made it kind of look easy. No offense to Jomi, but that time was a lot easier than the first go round with him. And you captured the title, dude. It's pretty fucking badass to know that you're the second champ inside that Shift gym, right?
Yeah, man, that's a nice feeling, that we can kind of use that. There's no other fight gyms out there that can say they have two bare knuckle champs, so it's kind of awesome to be a part of it.
Who's the better looking champ?
Definitely me.
You think so? Hey, real quick, before we move on, and I forget because I have like goldfish memory here. I think Justin Watson's sponsor, one of them was called Freckle Love. What do you think that is?
Freckle Love?
It was called Freckle Love.
Is that what he said?
I think so.
Did you
He
hear
did say
that?
Freckle something. I just didn't know.
I thought he said Freckle Love, but I was like, I wonder what that means.
Kind of like something.
Oh, I was thinking maybe it's a porn website for redheads.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that too. I was like, what does that mean exactly? But I didn't want to interrupt his sponsorships to ask him this, and I don't want to extend it because I saw you waiting in the green room, and I don't want to prolong this conversation anymore because I don't want to be KO'd next time we meet up on that show.
All angry.
Yeah, hey, listen,
yeah, like
dude.
you would get me on.
So we were talking to Mike last night, and I was thinking, you're Captain Deadpool. This is sort of like Deadpool and Wolverine, this fight, right? And like if you take a look at the build and the statue and the facial hair of Mike, you guys can really pull off like a Deadpool Wolverine promo for this fucking fight. Don't you think so? They should have done that already, by the way.
That would have been kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like
it's not too late.
Pull a bunch of jokes out of my ass, but bottom line, that would be pretty cool.
That is cool.
Put some AI shit together.
Yeah, you know what? I got the weekend to work on it. I'm gonna do some shit. We talked to Mike. Mike was nothing but respect for you guys. He's friends with all you. He says he's friends with all you guys. He's known Crystal since his first fight in the BKFC. Yeah. He's known you. So he said he met you. I don't remember where. I don't know, but he said he's known you for a long time now. Everybody's all cordial and everything. But the fact of the matter is, you guys got to punch each other in the face on December 21st. Mike is one of the best that's done it, just like yourself. There's not a lot of people that carry a record like you guys do into the BKFC ring. So when you step in there on December 21st, would you say that this is the biggest challenge so far that you've had within the light heavyweight division in the BKFC?
I think so, man. I got a lot of respect for his game as well. I do think that, boxing and technique wise and stuff, I think he's the best in the top 5 out there. But you never know how things are going to go, man. Like I thought I don't want to name any names in particular, but there were certain fights that I was going into and I was like, yep, this is going to be a hell of a one. And then it went, kind of easy and smooth. And then there's ones that you thought were going to be a little easier that didn't go smooth. But at the end of the day, yeah, man, I think he's a good fighter and I think it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, you go back to the Lorenzo fight. I know that the end of the fight didn't go Mike's way, but up until that one punch, he was putting on a display against one of the best out there. And anybody that watches that fight can they're obviously going to remember the viral moment at the end of the ring. I mean, at the end of that first round, but nobody can ignore what he did for the first minute and 50 seconds of that round against one of the biggest, baddest, most scariest dudes in bare knuckle. So I'm excited to see your skill versus his skill out there. Training camp. We already talked about shift. Like I'm sure you guys are dialed in, right?
Yeah, dude. We got all the all-stars in there working together and stuff. But I was just wanted to touch on it because I was thinking when you said it, him and Lorenzo, like that's the one fight that they can use for both guys. Like when they're promoing, Mike, they show clips of the majority of the round, and when they were promoing, Lorenzo, they would just show the knockout. And
it's weird how that works, huh?
Yeah, that definitely was a pretty wild fight, and it's just funny how things have come because I don't know if you guys remember if we had talked about it before, but originally, like back when their fight was setting up and coming, I was told like, hey, you're gonna get the winner of those two, and so I'm all excited for that. And then Lorenzo pulled it off, and I'm like, all right, cool. At least I don't have to fight a guy that I kind of like. And but then Lorenzo explodes up in weight classes, and and then Mike semi-retires, and just neither one of them ended up taking place for for the time being. But now it's gone full circle, and we finally get after it. Which like I said, he is a cool guy. We've chatted many times, and we've always known that this matchup was a good possibility at some point. So it's cool that it's finally gonna happen. I mean, honestly, I think it's cool for the fans. Like, there's certain fights that I'm involved in where I'm like, man, I wish I could just watch it. Still be at the same time, because it's gonna be a cool fucking fight. But I gotta watch it first.
As much of a pain in the ass that probably was, the whole fight, like you're supposed to get the winner and this thing happens and the other thing happens and nothing. I feel like, this is one of them cliche things, but everything happens for a reason, Jared. Everything happens for a reason, right? Because it did set you on a different trail, and here you are, the champ. You know what I mean? Like, likely, sure, there's another path to a championship, but it happened a certain way, and you got to get that rematch where, like, I feel like it was needed between you two, that rematch, because of the way that Tampa was, and people were always talking about that fight. It always come up, and then you kind of went in there and you did your thing.
Yeah, I think Jomi had kind of got in a lot of people's ear saying that he got screwed, but I mean, I'm a pretty good self-critic, and my coaches don't take it easy on me if they think that I did poorly or did something incorrect. And I don't know. I just see a very large percentage of people actually think that he won that first fight. But I was very happy to welcome the rematch, and more so the rematch being his hometown, because I was like, well, now there's no room for excuses about the hometown decision. So yeah, it was fun that went that way.
Is there a dog or something, or are you holding the phone differently, or a dog like licking the phone? Like, I hear something. Like you have not a snoring, no, but it's either you're holding it or you guys have a dog, don't you?
We have a few, and yeah, well, one of them was snoring, so I asked that, but it could.
Oh, no, I don't hear snoring. You know what it is? You have perfectly clear video and audio, but just recently, it almost sounds like a dog's like putting their face up against it, or your hands like on the microphone. That's what it is.
I think it was the bottom of my phone brushing on the pillow.
Oh, see, it almost sounds like when a dog like goes up and like puts their nose in your face and they're breathing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hold this phone up a little higher now. For you.
Nice. Hey, you know what I didn't think of, and Big Ben, shout out to Big Ben for reminding me. You guys your gym has already prepared for Mike once before, when Dave had to fight him. Mm-hmm. So you guys kind of I've already gone down this path once as a team. It's kind of like running back. You're a little bit different of a fighter than Dave, obviously, but the opponent's the same. So like the approach has got to be similar. So this is kind of like I don't know how to call it. You guys didn't really have to plan all that much for your training camp.
You already know the fighter. Yeah.
Right. The plan was already set.
We're all like jokingly very competitive with each other, and it was kind of funny because I fought Danny Christie first, and then he went down in weight and fought Dave, and then Dave fought Richmond, and then now Richmond's gone up in weight, and I get to fight him. So we're just trading opponents around here.
Who beat Danny Christie faster?
I did.
You did.
It went.
So are you trying to? And this is, I'll give Benton credit for. Are you trying to beat Dave's time?
Absolutely.
When you go in there, it's a friendly little challenge between teammates.
Yes, it is. It is a friendly challenge. That's right.
Do you guys like make a bet, like a steak dinner on you if I fucking beat your time, something like that?
No, we haven't gotten that deep with it.
Nah.
No, it's just the way it is over at shift, dude. I mean, like I was telling Crystal like tonight when I was training that I was like, I think I laughed more than I punched things tonight. Like there was just so much like back and forth going on between the coach and us and the guys in there and stuff. And it's just like being at a comedy show and a boxing gym at the same time. But but yeah, just all friendly competition.
I think you guys should raise the stakes, and one of you, whoever, if you beat his time, you get to set his car on fire in your parking lot. That's what I think.
No, I'd make him.
You could put it right next to the other one that was there.
Because he's not only does he drive a Chevy, he's got like a huge Chevy tattoo on his back. So, what more disparaging than to make him drive a non-Chevy truck?
Oh, that would be nice. You could make him drive like a Nissan or something.
Or a freaking Tesla.
Oh, is that bad? The Cybertruck?
It would be cool if we had a Cybertruck to get a hold of, but
you know what? Those Cybertrucks may be the weirdest looking vehicle ever, but I'll tell you right now, I've been watching videos of them like drag racing against like Lamborghinis and shit.
Yeah,
those things fucking go.
They
I didn't realize how fast those damn vehicles are.
Yeah, there's no shift. There's no shifting. It just goes.
Right, it just goes.
Yeah, there's no like lag period. It's just instant power and stuff, and it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, there's like a few of them in Tampa. Like I didn't think there'd be enough out there to where there would be like more than one in each town, but I've seen like at least 4 around my part of town.
I've seen the first one in Rhode Island recently on the highway on the way to work, and it was dark out on the way to work, and it was kind of hard to see the fucking. I didn't know it's just one strip of lights, and it was silver. So when it was dark, there was like no light really going off. You would think it would bounce off it. I couldn't see anything at first. All of a sudden, I see a strip of lights. I was like, "What the fuck is in front of me?" And then when I got a little closer to it, like within like 2 car lengths, then I finally saw it, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is like horrible. I can't even see this car at all." I hate them. Honestly, I think they look dumb.
The only way I knew there's more than one is because, like, some of them have been like either wrapped or repainted in different colors. So I've seen a few different ones around town. But yeah, those things they're interesting. That's for sure.
I think the original the original look to them, like the DeLorean metal looking color of them. I think that is a ugly ass vehicle. But if you guys go look at Shaquille O'Neal's custom Cybertruck. He has 2 of them now. Because Shaq is 7'2" and 350 pounds. He had an extra wide, extra tall, extra long Cybertruck made. He's had 2 of them made for him. It is absolutely fucking insane, and it's jet black. The whole thing's jet black, and it just has red lights around it. It is a badass looking vehicle.
Yeah,
but only Shaq could pull something like that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be kind of cool.
Yep. So Jihad's gonna have to buy you a Cybertruck after you defend your title. Right. So with that said, now you are the champ. Dave is the champ. Your teammate is now on a 5-fight win streak. Brandon Superman Allen needs to get his shot. So you guys could be the only gym to have 3 BKFC fucking titles in there. When is your boy gonna get a shot at the title?
Dude, I hope soon, man, because he's been #1 contender for a while, and rightfully so. He keeps getting highlight reel knockouts. We really don't know. I mean, we talked about it a few times, like how Jimmy Rivera just slid in there, like
it was name recognition is what it was.
Yeah, I mean, but it was like he hadn't had many wins. He had a draw, had a loss. And I had heard he did have some time in the UFC, but no disrespect, but I hadn't heard of him before he came to BKFC. So what I'm getting at is if he was like a huge name over there, I could see like, oh, maybe he's skipping the line, but I was like, I don't know, I was just really surprised by that. Like when he got skipped for Duran, I'm like, well, it's gonna be in his hometown. Duran's #2 contender. He's gonna sell a bunch of tickets. Like I could kind of see where they were going with that. But then when I'm like, come on, man. So he more than deserves his shot. I like Kai. I got nothing against him, but the second he does, yeah, we're gonna have our third title.
Right, and I hope that Kai doesn't do what he said he was going to do and try to go up to 155, because for him to say that he has already wiped the division clean at 145 and
Yeah.
not have fought Brandon is a travesty. You know what I mean? Like, no, you haven't wiped the division clean, because there is a guy out there that, like you said, has been number one for like 2 fucking years now. He should probably fight you at some point.
Yep.
Um,
He's got most
Jihad,
of them, but he's got that one.
Jihad says, you know, I mentioned the Cybertruck for if you
Oh,
defend
here
your
we go.
title. Jihad says he's broke. He said, no, I'm broke. You can't, no Cyber. Oh, there's Shaq's Cybertruck.
There's one of them.
That
This
one.
one's better.
Oh,
That's-
so
Is that
That's
one
not-
right there?
No, that's
Oh, that's
that's a
not
Shaq-
one.
no, that's not one. But that's one of
I
Shaq's
thought that
trucks.
was one with like, oh yeah, it definitely isn't.
No, that's not one. Anyways,
that company's cool though. The one that the last truck there, they
Yeah, this right here.
the apocalypse.
they're out of Fort Lauderdale. I actually like ended up following them on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, they take the reason I started following is like I have a TRX now, and they take those as one of their main vehicles, and they customize the shit out of them just like that one you just saw, and do some pretty awesome. Like they'll add like a second axle, and it'll be like a 6x6, and they just do all kinds of nasty stuff.
The 6x6 ones are fucking sick.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, you need stupid money to have stuff like that, which obviously Shaq does. But yeah, those things are bad.
Hey, I see your shirt, Full Blast, and Full Blast is watching over on Instagram right now. Can you tell us about this new sponsor? Because I seen you and Crystal, and I think I saw Brandon Allen wearing it too. Is that like a sponsor for the gym? Everybody in the gym, or just you guys?
Yeah, they got you know, myself, Mundell, Crystal, Brandon, and Larimore, and you know, he's interested in bringing the whole team on. But yeah, dude, I'm actually glad you brought them up because he's fucking awesome. The guy that runs it, or one of two guys that runs it, this guy Chris, he's local in Florida here, and you know, just runs like a electrician company. And him and a buddy from up north, I think he's the original Buffalo guy, started this together, and they started out with just like, hey, you know, we'd like to sponsor you type deal, you know, with just the normal kind of donation. But with my whole like house getting destroyed by the flood thing, it was mostly me and my good friend Mike from the fire department putting in a lot of hours trying to, you know, first take out all the old stuff and rebuild it. Along those ways, this guy, he was like a friend of a friend. He like reached out. He's like, hey man, I'll help you rebuild your house for a good deal. And long story short, the guy ends up like swindling me out of money and destroying my house in the process.
Oh,
like
God.
way worse than it was, right?
Oh,
yeah, that's a whole, you know, 2-hour combo in itself. But Chris from Full Blast, like he got wind of it, and he's like, dude, let me help you out. And he literally like came himself and got his hands dirty helping fix what the other guy had fucked up. And then he you know, he knows a lot of people from different trades, so he was actually bringing in workers with him to help me repair all the stuff that the other guy had you know, terribly fucked up. But anyway, that was like, you know, some next level stuff, because I hadn't known him for very long prior to that, and he just, you know, he offered up his labor and his time, man, and came and just he helped me a ton. And you know, that's not every day that you get people like that are doing it for, you know, just to help you out, not just to turn around and screw you over like the other fucker did. But so yeah, man,
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. I'm glad you guys made that connection. So Full Blast is the clothing company, though, right? Is that also the name of their like his electrical company, or
no, just a clothing company. Like you'll have to excuse me if I don't know the full story, but when we were talking about him and I, he, like I said, he's originally from Buffalo, and I can tell from talking to him, it's a very tight community up there. And
Bill's Mafia up there.
yeah, and he said one of his like his best friends from growing up, his last name is Full, and he kind of like started it initially, and so now the two of them do it together and stuff. So, yeah, dude, they've been nothing but awesome to me and the rest of the team. So,
How is the house coming along?
dude, we finally like about a week and a half ago got to where we could sleep inside again. We'd been
Nice.
staying in a friend of mine from work had loaned me his RV, and we had been living in that for a good while. But now we got all the necessities in here. We got a bed, bathroom, kitchen appliances, all the stuff you would need. So we got a lot of finishing stuff to do. We still got to buy furniture and whatnot, but it really is nice to be back in the house and getting that comfortability back.
My mom and dad live in Cape Coral, and it was like 2 or 3 years ago that massive hurricane hit Fort Myers.
Yeah.
And one of my real close family friends lives down there. They're everybody from up here moves south, you know what I mean? So my mom and dad and their best friends and my couple aunts and uncles, they all moved like either Fort Myers or Cape Coral close to each other. And one of our close friends had the same thing happen. Like he had water halfway up his walls throughout the entire house. They lost everything in the house. And I know what he went through, so I feel for you, man. They had to tear every wall out of that. Like,
Yeah.
every wall had to come down. They had to fucking just completely redo the whole thing from top to bottom. My dad's other buddy just completely scrapped that. Like he took whatever money he can get from insurance and from Red Cross and FEMA and all that shit, and they just got a new place because it was not salvageable. So I'm glad that you guys were able to get help and get the work done and not lose your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it was very similar to what you described. All the walls had to come out, all the flooring, all the cabinets. We lost every bit of furniture, pretty much. Anything that was, near the floor is gone. Like, we still had some stuff that was hanging up on the walls that were okay, but yeah, fucking pain in the ass, man. Like,
goddamn hurricanes, man.
especially the first, like, I don't know, the first few weeks after it happened was the worst because, like, we just had to keep staying in hotels and Airbnbs, and we weren't being picky, but we'd find like a decent one, and we'll be like, yeah, let's just extend it. And then since both hurricanes hit back to back, they kept getting booked up because even though a lot of people didn't get flooded out like myself, they all lost power. So people were staying in all the hotels locally. So
Yeah.
we'd stay somewhere for 2 days and go to renew, and they'd be like, sorry, it's booked up. You got to leave. So then we'd have to find another one and another one. We did that. We did that for weeks, just bouncing.
It's like the unknown. You don't know what to do because it's like, how do you even know what to do? Like, okay, do we start doing stuff now? Like what? Like you just wake up in the morning, you're like, okay, what do we do?
Yeah, dude, it gave me like a full-time like schedule to where get off work from the fire department at 8 in the morning, come home, just work on the house till dark, go to bed, get up, do the next day, and then go back to my job. And then once we got to like the 8-week point, from fight time, I had to add in back to training because I usually don't take time off from training at all. I had to for a while just because of the situation, but once we hit the 8-week point, it's like, well, okay, now I got to start bending on what I'm doing. So I take a few hours away from working on the house each day, and put it into the gym. But I was gonna say, man, like not just the guy from Full Blast, he's been huge. But I had a couple like key friends, like again my buddy Michael Bug, he's a captain with the fire department. You guys wouldn't have any reason to know him, but he's very well known in our department, and he's just that like jack of all trades that can just fix anything. And
Yeah.
he put in every bit of work that I did and more. I mean, there's just times where like he'd be over to help me, and he'd be doing things that are like way out of my league as far as what I already know how to do.
Yeah.
And, didn't matter to him. He would just keep pegging away, just freaking fixing shit, and I'd be like, "Hey man, I got to leave and go to training." He's like, "That's fine," and he'd stay here and work while I was gone training. Like,
Wow.
I don't have a lot of friends that are good, but the ones I do have are pretty awesome, man. And if I didn't have them, I would definitely be screwed.
Nice.
That's amazing.
That's good though. That is good.
Yeah, dude, I'm definitely lucky in that sense.
Not long ago, you took on you got promoted too. So like, I'm trying to pinpoint the date when that happened, but it's been a little bit. But you still in like you have greater responsibility at work too. So like, I can't imagine with that. Or did it get easier? Don't say too much.
No.
But you did. When you have a certain responsibility and then this happens, it just like adds like more and more to your plate. It's not easy to like deal with all that shit.
Yeah, dude. It was definitely a compounded effect, but now since we're kind of getting on the backside of it, it'd be nothing but just a trial and tribulation type thing that we went through. But I've learned a shit ton about just fixing stuff. I was semi-handy, but like, yeah, just from working alongside my friends that know what they're doing, I'm like, I could pass as an amateur handyman now. You know what I mean? Like,
There you go.
But
Your husband material now.
Yeah, you hear that?
Yeah, buddy.
Still there's a ring on it.
Yeah.
Get none of it. Gotta keep
dude. Well, hey man, I'm sorry we didn't get you on here sooner. I thought we got you. I thought we talked to you before the Jomi fight.
Yeah, I think you're lying. I'm gonna go check. I think you're lying to us.
You
You're trying
need to
to
go
break our
check.
balls. You're trying to break our balls. That's what you're doing.
I am busting your balls, but it's still reality. I was like, I thought we were the Wolf Pack, but I'm pretty sure they just.
Oh, you know what? We are the Wolf Pack, and because we're the Wolf Pack, and we could shoot the shit about anything for about a fucking hour straight, we're not going to keep you for a full hour, but we are going to do something that we have not done much of in a long time. We are going to speed round your ass because it's close to Christmas, and we like to have a good time with you. First question for Mr. Captain Deadpool, Jared Warren, the reigning champion. What's worse, when you walk into a bathroom and there's 30 open urinals and a person walks in and decides to piss right in the urinal right next to you, or there's 20 open stalls, you sit down and take a shit, and this fucking asshole walks in and sits in the stall right directly next to you to shit? What's worse?
Damn. I'm gonna say the second one, because if you're dropping a deuce, you're gonna be there for an extended amount of time, more than likely. They're both super gay, but the second one's worse.
You're very dumb, actually.
Dude, it pisses me off.
Super
but I'm with you, Jared. I do not want to sit there and listen to the guy next to me do his business. You can go 8 stalls down, you piece of shit. You want to piss next to me, fine. You want to be a meat gazer, whatever. Take a look, do what you got to do. But I don't want to have to hear you next to me in the stall. Fuck.
Yeah. I don't want to have to hold back my urges and relief, because you're sitting there making it weird.
Yeah.
I can't even listen. I never thought this would happen to me, but it is happening, and I'm proud to admit it. I have become somewhat of a curmudgeon in my older age, right? And I will not deal with anything I don't like anymore. When you're a kid, you just tend to find like yourself in positions like a teenager. They call it peer pressure or whatever. You go out and you do shit. And even when you're not comfortable, you just kind of just power through it. I don't care. Let's just do it. I'm with the boys. We'll have a good time, whatever. Nope, not anymore. If there's anything I don't fucking like, I'm not fucking doing it. I don't give a shit what's going on. I don't care who's there. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just not doing it. So when it comes to going to the bathroom, I will not at work. We have these bathrooms that are like single bathrooms, but then we have a lot of bathrooms where it's shared, where there's 4 or 5 stalls. I refuse to go to the bathroom with other people. Won't do it. I don't give a shit. I don't need my day ruined. It's my time, like the Goonies say. It's my time in here. I'm gonna change the words. It's their time out there. They can go in that stall together and shit 4 people next to each other. Not happening in my world, brother. Never.
Not today. Not.
I love the use of the word curmudgeon. It's fantastic. Good job, Mike. Good job. Number 2.
All right. Who is a better gift giver at Christmas? You or Crystal? So in other words, are you a better giver or receiver?
Yeah, she's definitely the better giver.
That's what
I
I thought.
always ask. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's not what they want, but I'm like, well, if you want something, tell me what it is, and I'll be happy to purchase it for you. But I don't think I'm creative enough to come up with something that she might actually like. Because if I get creative, it might be something that I think is nice, but she might think it's shitty. So I
I'm
guess
with you, man.
practical.
100%.
There's 3 people on this screen that are in the same position, I think.
Yes. You know what I do? I love
They don't want
when she-
anything.
I love when she sends me a link of something. She'll be like, I like this. I will immediately purchase it right there on the spot.
That's a
And
smart.
as soon as she sends me the link, I'll be like, oh, really? What size would you wear? And then I get it. And then I buy it and I just put it to the side. You
I'm
know what I
not
mean?
getting it, but I just need to know the size.
Yeah, I just need to know size. It's no big deal. But I am with you 100%. Number 3, and I have anointed these 4 movies the Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies. Some people might tell me I'm wrong, but it's our show, so fuck you. Number
Yeah.
3, rank these Mount Rushmore Christmas movies best to worst. And that Mount Rushmore looks like this: Elf, Home Alone, A Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. Rank them best to worst. That is the Mount Rushmore. If you disagree, you're wrong. Go ahead, Jared Warren.
Let's see. I'll probably say Home Alone, because that was like my childhood era at the same time, and I probably
So
said that most. Christmas Vacation would probably be second, because that's probably one of the funniest one. And then Christmas Story's been around so long, but it's such a classic, you know what I mean? So that's probably third. And Elf is pretty funny, but I actually just recently saw Elf in its entirety for the first time. Like,
Really?
I'd seen bits and pieces over the years. But yeah, Crystal put it on, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, that was the first time I had seen it, so it was kind of new to me. But
Do you know how these are clearly the Mount Rushmore too? And I like you went Home Alone, Vacation, Christmas Story, then Elf. Good list. I like it. Do you know how you know that these are the 4? Because we all know that Christmas Day, Christmas Story plays for 24 hours on TNT, right?
Yep.
Now, Elf plays for 24 hours on USA. Christmas Vacation has been playing for 24 hours a day on one of the other
AMC or something.
one of the other channels has been playing 24 hours of A Christmas Vacation, and Home Alone is always on the fucking TV. If you flip around the channels any freaking night of the week from November 1st till Christmas, every single night of the week, just flip through the channels and you will run into Home Alone or Home Alone 2 every single fucking time. So,
yeah,
those are the goats.
Yes.
and they're you can pretty much bring this list up to anyone, and they are gonna know all those. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Love it. Here we go. 2 more. Go ahead, Mike.
What is your all-time favorite holiday tradition?
That it's acceptable and promoted to eat everything you want and then pass out, even if it's like middle of the day. You can
The
pass
eating
out.
and sleeping combo.
Yep. I'm big on that. You know what I mean? Like,
Big Ben says Home Alone is on right now, just so you know. Just boom, right there.
Yeah, definitely the napping part makes me happy.
Napping makes the champ happy. And the last one for you, and I like this question, and I'm curious because I got my picks in my head. Who on the BKFC roster would make the best Santa Claus at the company party, and who would make the best Mrs. Claus? From the BKFC roster, the BKFC Christmas
Holy
party.
shnikes.
We're gonna pretend that they're gonna have a company Christmas party, and all these fighters that have to punch each other in the face for a living are gonna come have a good time. Somebody's gonna be wearing that Santa costume, and somebody's Mrs. Claus. Who are they, Jared?
I'm gonna say Zach Kalmus and Sidney Smith, right there.
Nice. Okay.
In the Christmas house, I can see it.
Wow, that
I
was
would love
quick.
to see a Zach Kalmus fucking Santa, dude. Oh my god.
But like,
I love Zach.
I think Zach's the kind of guy that would
He'd play it up.
We need you to play Santa at the Christmas party, and he would give it his
Oh
all.
my god.
You know what I mean? He's that guy. He's going to do that for you.
Remember the Sopranos episode when they told Bobby Bacala he has to be Santa, and he was like, "I don't want to be Santa," and Paulie Walnuts walks up to him and says, "The boss of the family says you're fucking Santa, so you're fucking Santa."
Yeah.
Zach. So it's funny you say Zach because I asked my wife these questions earlier, minus the number 2 one because she is neither you or Crystal, so it didn't make any sense. But I asked her all the other ones, and then number 5, Amy immediately said, "The guy, the guy with the teeth miss." I'm like, Zach. She's like, "Yeah, Zach Thomas. He would be Santa." And then she goes, "And Britton Hart." I would say Britton Hart. That was Amy's 2 choices. I was like, nice. I like those choices. Very good. Very good. But Zach is the one. So I love it, man. And any so with that said, Christmas is right after the fight. You and Crystal have any plans? You guys having family come down? You going to see family? Anything like that?
No, we're pretty much solo artists, but no big plans. But no, her Crystal's son is gonna come join us for the holidays and stay for a couple weeks.
Nice.
And did that last year, which is nice. He's a good kid. But yeah, otherwise no big plans. You know, most of her family lives out west, and you know, mine's all spread out and retarded and don't really do things together. So yeah, we'll just make some time out of it ourselves.
Nice. Well, hopefully you're not, too marked up. Mike Richmond told us last night that he is getting married 2 weeks after your fight. January 3rd, he is marrying Brittany. And we were like, whoa, you're going to.
So body shots only.
Yeah.
Yep. Going straight to liver now because I like you.
You know what? Hey, some people in the comment section were chiming in on that last question, and a few of them said Big Ben Rothwell as Santa Claus, and and Darren Timmerman says Crystal as Mrs. Claus. So Big Ben Rothwell alongside Crystal Pittman for Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Well, whoever thinks it could be Crystal could just mind their own fucking business. You know what I mean? She's my Mrs. Claus, so.
All right. Hey, man.
Take it easy.
We will be there December 20th for the weigh-in. So we will see you guys, you and the whole Shift family down there. Can't wait to see you guys. Love watching fights in Hollywood. The Hard Rock is one of the coolest venues that we've been to for the BKFC. Everything about that place is fantastic. So I know you fought in there. You've had success in there. So you're back at it. Anything else you want to say to anybody who is going to be paying attention on the 21st or who is paying attention right now? Go ahead, Jared.
Well, wanted to touch on you're right. The Hard Rock down there, it's the best venue because when you fight at a normal type venue, and you know if you're within the last 3 fights, by the time you get done with medicals and interviews, you're not going to see any of your friends that came paid to see you. But at the Hard Rock, you know, everything's open forever. You know what I mean? Like the bars don't even talk about closing down to like 4 a.m. So as long as people stick around, you guys can all party afterwards. So it's pretty awesome. I love that about that place. But yeah, hope everybody freaking tunes in. You know, I know some people like are complaining that they got to pay extra for the DAZN app, but I got to say, you know, every once in a while, the BKFC app has its little hiccups or whatever with like streaming, but the ones I watched on DAZN haven't, you know, with them being a bigger platform, I'm guessing, but it's smooth sailing. Yeah. I mean, so I love it myself. So, I think that's freaking bonus for
a fighter that watches the fight.
Not to cut you off, but I actually said this last night, right at the end of our show. Somebody in the comments on Instagram asked how we feel about the DAZN move. And I said that exact thing. I said that last couple events, when I try to watch the events on the app, I keep having fucking issues with it. Like it keeps the app was doing this weird shit where it was like jumping back. It was jumping back. Yeah, it was doing that shit. Yeah. DAZN has not done that at all. And also, I noticed when I switched over from the app to DAZN, that DAZN, when it was caught up, DAZN was ahead a little bit. So I pulled up the app. I pulled the event up on the app on my phone and had DAZN on my TV. DAZN was like 15, 20 seconds ahead of the app.
Wow.
So the app was like a full 20 seconds behind real time, which I mean, if you don't want any spoilers, like if you're fucking perusing Instagram, 20 seconds is a lot, man. If somebody gets knocked out and then like all of a sudden 10 seconds later someone posts something about it and you're like, what are they talking about? Oh, that's what they're talking about. I just got fucked over by the social media world once again.
Either
DAZN's
that or you're
great.
friends with Big Ben and he tells you everything when you're not watching.
Yeah,
That happens
exactly.
a lot too.
Yeah,
That Ben.
That's right. So I agree with you 100%. I didn't mean to cut you off, but the DAZN app is the better spot to watch the live events, and they don't just play the BKFC on DAZN cards; they play all the cards on DAZN.
Yeah.
They play all of them. You just can't go back and watch all of them on DAZN. If you want to go back, you can only see the BKFC DAZN cards on the playback on DAZN. If you want to watch all the other ones, you got to watch them on the app. That's the difference. And if you pay for both, you're spending maybe $150 for the entire fucking year. So get over it.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at all the shit that, you know, we as humans waste money on regularly, ain't a big deal. You know what I mean?
That's what I said last night. I was like, I get it. Yeah, some people don't have money. Whatever, man. I'm not judging anybody. I get that. But if you're somebody who smokes cigarettes, let's say, and you're complaining about paying for DAZN, don't even talk to me about it. Don't even bring it up.
Exactly.
I'm not going to let that go. I will not let it go. If you tell me that and I know you smoke fucking cigarettes, I'm going to be like, oh, how about that fucking $13 pack of cigarettes that you can buy every day? You
Yeah.
can't spend fucking $8 for a whole month of fighting. Are you serious? Give me a break, man.
They ain't gonna win that.
Nope, not gonna win.
And plus, you spend the $7.99 a month on fucking DAZN, and you don't just get the BKFC events. You can watch all their boxing events. You can watch all their other sporting events that are on DAZN as well. It's a fucking great investment. It really is. If you paid for the entire year of the BKFC app for $49.99, so it's $50, and then you pay for a year of DAZN at $7.99 a month, add those two together, you're spending less than $200. You're spending like $150 total, which is 1.5 fucking UFC pay-per-views.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're getting 50 plus BKFC events for the year and all the boxing events and all that other shit. So
yeah, and it just shows the organization is growing. This is a necessity. You know what I mean? So this is what it is, but I like it. I think it's a positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else? I'm sorry, we kind of cut you off while you were talking. So
I don't know. I don't have a train of thought anymore. It's gone.
Well, I want to add one thing before we give you the floor, right? We were talking about the house earlier, and I got a picture from Big Ben, and it's somebody's house that lives very close by you with the flooding, because we were talking about the flooding and stuff, and I hadn't gotten it up before we stopped talking about it. But there is just a picture of how high the water was around your neighborhood, which is pretty fucking wild.
Especially that person's house, because they can just hang out up top and be safe. But mine's a little one-story place, so we didn't have that option.
No.
Did you lose any vehicles, Jared?
Yeah. Crystal lost her car. My truck sat up just barely high enough to where like it got us out of the neighborhood. Like it was up to like my headlights. So it didn't cause any issues for me. But she had just a regular smaller type car, and flooded up bad. And my same buddy from the fire department that has been helping my house, he's like, again, jack of all trades. He trailed it to his house and replaced some parts and pressure washed, tried to get all the mold out of it and stuff. And he got it running. It ran rough for like, I don't know, we had it back for maybe a month, and then it finally blew, just a couple weeks ago.
Damn.
Yeah, so she had to get a new vehicle. But that was just one more thing to add to it.
Well, hopefully 2025 has great things in store for both of you, because 2024, it was supposed to be the best year of your life. You became a world champion, and then Hurricane Fuckface hit Tampa
Yeah.
and ruined that shit. So
Less
man.
water this year.
yeah.
Fully
I mean,
planned on being at the BKFC Spain event, and that's when they hit, and that ruined those plans. So I feel like I missed out on, but
you know what? Hey,
You
in
didn't
your
miss
boy,
anything. It was terrible.
yeah, it was terrible.
you're
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah.
No, I hate
You
it.
know what? I tried to lob up a softball to your boy Dave Mundell at the press conference, and I said, Dave, does defending your title mean a little bit more knowing that you're out here in Spain when everybody back home in your hometown of Tampa is, battling this hurricane? And he could have been like, yeah, this means the world to me because I want to be back home with my people, but I'm putting the city of Tampa on my back, and I'm gonna fuck this dude up, and I'm gonna go home a champion, and I'm gonna be back with my people in the best city in the world in Tampa. He could have gone off on something like that. You know what Dave said? No, I'm not even thinking about back home. I'm just
Yeah, it's like, son of a bitch.
I'm like Dave.
Didn't work.
I go, Dave, I tried to lob you up a softball to where you could look like the fucking Captain America, I'm putting my city on my back.
So you could look like Captain
I may
Deadpool.
be
That's
here, but a piece of me is back home, and I'm taking my belt back home to them. You know what I mean? Like
Raise
I
the
was trying
city
to
up.
do that for him, and he was like, yeah, I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah, but on the flip side, you got to give him credit. He's a real motherfucker, and he's not faking anything. So
no. I'll
Yeah.
hold up the cue cards next time, but we have that figured out for the next time. I'll just write.
You should have seen.
I'm like,
prep him for this stuff.
Yeah, you should have seen Dave hanging out with Kodak Black, man. They're like best friends now.
Really?
oh, I should have brought that damn picture
No,
up.
they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
best friends. No, they're not best friends.
They
But
were. Yes, they are.
he definitely ran into Kodak
Yes,
Black
they are.
backstage and got some pictures and stuff. It was funny as hell. Like seeing the redneck Mundell with his cowboy hat on and his fucking black
Belt.
sport coat and his belt, and fucking Kodak Black with his like furry Kangol hat
With
and his
two like $100,000 fucking like watches on and a blunt in his mouth.
in the fucking grill in his mouth. Dude, it was just a funny picture.
Oh,
And
yeah.
He's like that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, good shit, man. Is there anything else you want to say or shout out before we let you go, bud?
Yeah, just the regular stuff, man. Like I said, like Full Blast has been amazing. HKA is a new sponsor for me since the last fight. They gave me some awesome custom gear that I actually use all the time, like not because it was like given as part of the sponsorship deal, because it's actually quality shit and I like it. So I use their gear a ton, man. And yeah, just everybody that's been supporting us along the way and stuff. And even this kind of flew under the radar because that's the kind of guy he is. But even Feldman, he on the low, they had set up that GoFundMe and stuff, which I don't think in itself did too well, but he I think out of his own pocket he donated some money to Crystal and I to help us. So that was huge. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was very much like, nobody knows about it, but who I tell. But I was very, very thankful to get some assistance when needed, because but all this is like not no more of a sob story, but like insurance hasn't paid shit. Like I've been coming all out of my pocket paying for all this rebuild and stuff. So I'm thankful that I do have enough savings to be able to do this and keep afloat, but it definitely ain't cheap, man. And it's been nice for all the people out there that have thrown out some donations to help us out.
No, like I don't know how this works, but like I know that like my dad's buddy Jimmy was talking about like money from the Red Cross and like money from FEMA and stuff like that. Do you get any of that? Or I don't even know how that works.
No, like I tried, because like almost everybody that I had talked to was getting something from FEMA, and I went and put in my info, and it was like an immediate rejection. Like it wasn't even have time to be like filtered by like a human. It was just like the computer said, no, you don't get it.
So how do you qualify for it? Like I don't understand.
I think you have to have low income too.
I don't know. My theory is the fact that
Is that true or no?
What's that?
Because you work in the fire department, you got a good position. So I feel like right there, they're gonna probably like I can just guess that you'll probably be just nope, nope.
Yeah,
You make too much.
I mean, that didn't cross my mind. I really don't know. I mean, my union, helped out where they were able to. But yeah, FEMA, told me to suck it. Like I got
Wow.
nothing.
Fuck them. All right. Well, hey, Jared, we want to shout out our boy Swervo Cuts for sponsoring you and Crystal your last your last fights. So that's very cool. He used to sponsor us. He might come back around.
Hates us now.
That'd be cool.
He hates us now. No, he's just kidding.
Never gives me haircuts ever. Never has. Never will.
But hey, December 21st is huge. Last event of the 2023 season. Although we heard last night that there's or 2024. We did hear that there's a prospect series on the 28th of December, but we just heard about that last night and we're not even sure.
I heard that, yeah.
Yes, but the BKFC on DAZN, Hollywood, Florida. It's a stacked ass card, main evented by two absolute fucking killers. We will be down there. I can't wait to see it. Best of luck to you. And we'll see you next week. Mike, you have anything else for Captain Deadpool?
Well, I don't really have anything else, so we'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding. I do have some things for the fans, though. Check this one out. Look at that. Beautiful. December
Look at
21st.
Look at the traps on that guy. Jesus
I
Christ.
can't even. I'll get distracted. December
Rug the fucking
21st.
house.
I do this with my eyes closed because I can't look at the picture. I get very distracted. December 21st, Warren versus Richmond Light Heavyweight Championship. BKFC on DAZN, Hollywood, Florida, baby. Can't wait. What a Christmas present. That's what I said to Mike last night. I was like, man, what a gift that we're getting before Christmas. The holidays are fantastic. I can't wait. It's going to be great, too, going down there around Christmas time, people fighting, It's going to be good vibes. I love it. I can't wait for it. What's that?
Mike and I might do all our interviews dressed as like Santa's little helpers.
You're gonna do it?
No, I don't think so. But man, I just thought of that, and it kind of would be a funny thing, but we're not going to do that.
Not quite that festive, huh? I don't blame you.
No. All right, man.
Yeah.
Mike, anything else?
No, nothing else. Now, this time, we really don't have anything else to say. I'm sure you can't believe that, but we don't. We're going to save it for the 21st or the 20th. We'll see you on the 20th. Bright and early, we're going to come by and bang on the door. While you're cutting weight, we're going to be bothering you all morning, just like the last time. Preparation H is back in effect.
I'll be cutting all 2 pounds. You guys interrupt all you want.
Yeah. Do you remember? For the people who don't
pounds.
remember, there is Preparation H, and it will be back in effect. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Thank you so much, Jared. Sorry for not having you on for a while. I mean, it's nothing personal. I mean, we're just two guys. We're just two guys. We can't do everything.
Okay, it's the holidays. It's the season of forgiveness. So
Yes.
Well,
Thank you
what?
so much
That's
for
the
coming on,
best
Jared.
present that I could receive this Christmas. Thank you so much, Jared. And everybody else, stay tuned because when we come back, it's just gonna be me and Kyle. See ya.
Hey, what's up, BKFC fan? This is Russ, aka Mr. Extra. Got my boy here, Carlos, CNC Management, #1 management team in BKFC right now.
Know that.
We want to give a shout out to Mike and Mish, #1 podcast in the fucking world.
Know that.
Ain't nobody touching them.
Period.
Love you guys. We're here at Clearwater Fight Night Clearwater at the Fighter Hotel. Waiting for the fighters to come in. Love y'all.
There he is, Mr. Extra, the man himself, Russ Maxim in the house. And Carlos, manager of the fastest knockout in combat sports history.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, when people look in there, they go, "Oh, look we got Justin Watson. He got the fastest knockout in combat sports history, and his manager was Carlos." They're gonna see that forever.
Yeah, they're gonna see that forever. Hey, always good to catch up with the fourth member of the Wolf Pack, huh?
Yeah, it is very nice to talk to him. He made us feel bad, but I'll get over it.
Nah, man, he's busting balls.
I know.
It's really fucking crazy how tragic Florida weather can be, isn't it? When you talk to people that people that you're close to, and you see some of the fucking devastation that these goddamn hurricanes do. It's like so fucking bad. Like I remember I don't know how many years ago that was. They had that really bad one in Fort Myers recently, but it was like 2 or 3 years ago. It like wiped out the
It was only
entire.
I think it was only a couple years ago.
Yeah, it like
They like
wiped out
just for getting by that thing.
right where you got married, Mike. That whole
Yes.
strip
Yeah, that
was
whole strip was
completely
underwater.
wiped out. Yeah, the Lani Kai, that big like bar that everyone goes and gets fucked up at all the time.
Yeah.
That bar got wiped out. It was like
Yeah,
the
where
whole
Amy
strip
cut
there.
her foot before the wedding and ended up in crutches, and then you had
Yeah,
like
her.
a fucking torn shoulder or some shit, and your arm was in a sling. So everybody was crippled at my wedding.
That's right. Hurricane Ian. That's what it was. Man, it was bad news. It was bad news bears, Walter Matthau. It was fucking rough. But people keep moving down there. They keep doing
right.
it. They just keep on doing it.
Keeping on.
Keep
I
on
think I'm
keeping
going to
on.
join them too.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm eventually going to be down there. I'm more of a warm weather person
Too
nowadays.
cold right now. I'm cold now. I'm cold sitting here. I'm telling you, even earlier I was talking about being a curmudgeon. I'm also that fucking old man who's going to be sitting on the fucking couch with a blanket on all the time later on in my life. Because I'm already waking up. I've got long socks on. I used to wear shorts all the time. Like year round, I wear shorts in the house. Now I have on fucking Nike fucking sweats on. I got these long ass. Look at these socks, dude. I pull them way up like this. You know what I'm saying? I pull them way the fuck up.
With the
I
house
wear these
slippers,
things.
over the
Can't
socks.
take. Yeah, because I'm fucking cold, man. I hate it.
Right.
And I'll get up. If it's bright and early in the morning, I got to put on, I might even get like a nice fancy robe or something because I need that. Because I'll just throw a hoodie on. I think, yeah, look, my hoodie's right here. Can't be too far because I was freezing before the show.
I will agree
What
with
is
you.
this?
I used to be the same way. Amy used to give me
What
shit
is
all the
this,
time
Russia?
because I wouldn't even
Jesus.
put 90% of the time I wouldn't even have a shirt on in the house. I would just be like just a pair of shorts, just hanging out, and she'd be freezing her fucking ass off, and I was that guy. But nowadays, I'm right with you, dude. I find myself in sweatpants, socks, and long sleeves like way more often nowadays. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I hate it.
Last night, in my own head, I was getting pissed off downstairs getting ready for the show because I was going, God damn it. Did someone turn the fucking air down? Well, who touches the air? Why is it so cold down here? This just makes no sense. I kept saying to myself, I'm going up there. I'm turning it up. Do you want to know how what the fucking temperature was in this house when I went up there?
72,
It was 70.
70.
I'm not proud.
And you were cold?
And I was fucking cold downstairs. Now, I'm going to admit that downstairs, you've been to my house. It's always like a degree or two cooler down here. However, so it's 68 and I'm fucking over here whining and crying. I go upstairs and when I saw it, I just was like, and then I just walked away because I was like, I'm not turning that up to 71. My pride.
You know, an old friend of ours just popped in. I don't think I've seen the Legends Never Die podcast in our comments in a long time, but he says Mike's definitely rich. Look at your Christmas tree.
Yes, from rags to riches, my friend. I've been working hard lately, man. Holy shit! I feel like blowing my mind up. My brain is gonna explode. I got so much going on sometimes. But you know what? Things are all right. But to be honest with you, this is a fake ass tree from Walmart, and Steph just does a really nice job making it look good. It's a cheap fucking tree. It looks good.
It looks like like the background of like a Hallmark or a JC Penney. And yeah, it looks great, dude.
JC Penney
always does. Everyone always looks forward to your Christmas.
That's that flocked tree. Guys, for the men in the comments, the women probably know this, but if you have snow on a tree like this, that's Steph's gonna kill me. I just dropped one of those fucking ornaments. I'm not allowed to touch those. But when you got this, that's called flocked. Okay, I learned that because I'm wicked smart. That's flocked. So in case you were wondering, if you want snow on a tree, it's called a flocked tree. Yes.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know what the flock it means, Kyle. Let's call flocked.
I've never heard that in
Look
my
at
entire life.
I knocked the blue balls off the fucking tree. Lots of blue
Oh
balls.
man, you
happening
gotta
over
hate
here.
those blue balls, my friend.
Fuck that fucking-
Oh, hey,
I don't know where it went. It didn't make a noise.
I've never heard the term flocked before. I know like a flock of seagulls and shit. I know what a
Flock of
flock is,
seagulls,
but
yeah.
I've never heard a tree flocked before. I have no idea, and I still don't. And I'm gonna Google it after I get off the fucking show tonight. We're gonna shout out our sponsors real quick before we get off tonight. Dynamic Life has been riding with us for a while. Get over to @LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Get your weight loss, sexual health, and anti-aging in check. All you got to do is go to that Instagram page, hit the little link in the bio, become a patient in under 20 seconds, and then next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, you're fucking like an animal, you're losing weight, and you're never gonna die, right, Mike?
Never.
Never. And then last but not least, the Rasha. It is, get yourself into that championship mindset. Go over to @Rasha Elite on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio. It'll bring you to the website. You can learn all about the dome. Find those parts of your brains that didn't work and become a champion like me and Mike. Right?
Yes. And listen, we'll do a whole episode of all the peeps, okay? All of them. Get them all on. We'll do a Wednesday show. Get them all on here.
Yeah, let's do it. It's been a long time. We have to catch up. So big shout out to Justin Watson. Thank you for coming on, talking about the history you made over the weekend. Hopefully we get to see you fight back again sometime soon. I would hope maybe that February 1st Mohegan Sun card. Carlos, hit the bosses up. Get him in there.
Oh, and we'll be in Florida next week.
And we will be in Florida
Right.
next week for the BKFC on the Zone Hollywood card, headlined by Jared, Captain Deadpool Warren. Thank him so much for coming on and catching up with the boys tonight. And he'll be taking on Mike Richmond next week. So shout out to those guys. Thank you for coming on. And we will have a show next Wednesday, but no show Thursday because we're traveling. We're traveling to Florida next Thursday. So no show. Mike, do you have any big plans before we go? You got any big plans for the weekend? Anything?
Oh, can you guess where I'm gonna go? To another birthday party.
Another birthday party?
Birthday
What?
parties every weekend. There's 30 kids. I got 2 kids. They're in 2 classes. There's got to be like 29 other kids than them in the class. They all got
Every
birthdays. That's
fucking
60 birthdays.
weekend, dude.
That's 52 weekends plus some. That's 8 weekends with 2 birthday parties. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. I'm always at a fucking birthday party. The only thing is that I am like, I don't take any shame in eating anybody's food. So like if I get there and there's chips out, I'm not the guy who waits for other people to eat. If I walk in and there's something going on, I'm like, well, let me get some of these. While everyone's standing around, you know, when people like standing back and it's like, is anybody going to touch the fucking food on the table? I'll do it. I'll eat every day. My hand will be in every single bowl for the first minute I'm in there. Oh, what do you got over here? Ruffles? I'll take some of those Ruffles, Cheetos, couple of these, couple of those. Yeah, whatever. Give me you guys get soda? What do you have for drinks over here? Yeah, if I'm buying your kid a gift and I'm going to fucking Chuck E. Cheese,
eating.
I'm having at least 3-4 slices of pizza, a couple sodas. I don't care.
You don't fuck with the veggies and dip though, right?
No, fuck that shit.
That's for the fucking birds.
Meat and cheese is where it's at for me. If there's any meat
cheese.
and any cheese, that's what I'm looking for.
You wish you were back at a Rasha party then, right? And you want that meat and cheese. I have 2 more basketball games this weekend. My boys went 2-1 last weekend. We had a good start to the season. We got 2 games this weekend. Tonight, Mike, at basketball practice, we got our uniforms finally. So we don't look like a fucking ragtag bunch of schmucks. Last weekend, right? Just to tell you why I'm saying this about the uniforms. We didn't have uniforms because they didn't come in yet. They ordered them. The league ordered them, but they got back ordered. So they were supposed to come in the week before the season started. We didn't get our uniforms, but we had practice jerseys. They were like the reversible, when
mesh, like
mesh. And it's like, so in practice, you're like, you're white. You 2 switch the jerseys inside out. You guys are gold. You guys are scrimmaging. It's those jerseys, but they have their numbers.
Yeah.
Because, they're a travel team, so they have their numbers on their fucking practice jerseys. We were that team that showed up in practice jerseys with black shorts on, and we won 2 out of 3 games against these kids that had like nice ass looking uniforms. One of the teams was called the Lab, and they had like warm-ups, and like they look fucking real good. And we sent them back to the lab, Mike. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Back to the lab, baby.
Back to the lab. Hit the drawing board, boys. So
What were they thinking?
But tonight we got our uniforms and they are sick. They look so good. We got white, black. It's weird. They're white and black, but they have like.
Do you get one?
No, I was gonna see if I had one of Nolan's in here, but black for away, white for home with there's like a little bit of purple and yellow, like almost Lakers colors in them. So they look cool as hell. The boys were pumped. So we're not going to look like a bunch of pores out there this weekend. We're going to go out. We're going to get a couple more wins and drive on. So that's what I got going on.
Yep. Well,
That's it.
last chance to fuck with Ben before the show ends. He says, do the hotel show next Thursday. I don't
We
know
get
what
there
you're talking
Friday.
about.
No.
Just
He's
said
talking
that.
about.
What are we
he's talking
talking about?
He's talking about like when we did a live show from the hotel that one time.
Yeah. He's saying doing it for Thursday. Didn't we just say that we weren't getting there until Friday?
We're getting there Friday morning. We're traveling. The
Unbelievable.
reason why we're not doing
I
a
don't even know
show
what this guy's
Thursday
saying.
because we're traveling first thing Friday morning. Anyways, we're fucking rambling now. Let's go ahead and say have a great weekend. We love you all. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Mike, anything else for these peeps?
Yep. Yeah, Ryan, send us some people.
Peace.